Hey y'all, let's cover lesson 21, operations with mixed fractions. Okay, a proper fraction is a fraction whose numerator is less than its denominator. So that means the number on top is smaller than the number on bottom. Okay, an improper fraction is a fraction whose numerator is greater than its denominator. So an improper fraction has the number on top is larger than the number on bottom. Classify each of the following as proper or improper. Okay, well, 2/3, and I'm going to call proper fractions P and improper I. The number on top is smaller in the numerator, so this is a proper fraction. All right. 4/3, the number in the numerator is larger, so this is an improper fraction. -317 over 123. The number in the numerator is larger, so this is an improper fraction as well. -23 over 39. This is a proper fraction. 119 over 127. This is proper. And then -233 divided by 101 is an improper fraction because the numerator is larger than the denominator. The sign does not matter. What matters is the numbers themselves. 233 is larger than 101, so it's improper. A mixed fraction or a mixed number is part whole number and part fraction. The number 5 3/4 is a mixed number or a mixed fraction. It is defined to mean, well, 5 3/4 means 5 plus 3/4. All right. If we want to see what that would look like as an improper fraction, how could we do that? Well, we could take this and make it 5 over 1 plus 3 over 4. Now, I always stack these. 5 over 1 plus 3 over 4. Oh, the denominator is going to be 4. This is going to stay 3/4 because it's times 1. 1 times 4 is 4. 5 times 4 is 20. So the improper of this would be 20 plus 3 is 23 over 4. That would be the improper version of this proper mixed fraction. So in the mixed fraction, 5 3/4, the 5 is the whole number part, and the 3/4 is called the fraction part. To change a mixed fraction to an improper fraction, we're going to multiply the denominator by the whole number and add the numerator. Place the result over the original denominator. So one of the ways they teach this in school is called around the world. And to show you what that looks like, 4 2/3. You're going around the world. So 3 times 4 plus 2. So you're going to go 3 times 4 plus 2 over the original denominator, 3. And you're going to set it up like this every stinking time. 3 times 4 plus the numerator. So 3 times 4 is 12. Plus 2 is 14 over 3. That is the improper fraction. There are times we're going to have to do this, so please get comfortable with this. Pause the video, attempt to do around the world on your own. The 7 3/8. I'm going to go around the world. 8 times 7 plus 3. 8 times 7 plus 3 over the original denominator. 8 times 7 is 56. 56 plus 3 is 59. That is your improper fraction. Okay. We're going to ignore the sign on this one and do the same stinking thing. You're just going to carry the sign along with you to the final end. So -2 3/5. Our answer is going to have a negative in it. All right. But we're going to go around the world. 5 times 2 plus 3. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 3, which is -13/5. Okay. Pause the video and attempt this next one yourself. I'm just going to go -3 and 5/12 around the world. 12 times 3 plus 5/12. 12 times 3 plus 5. It helps you to see it that way. 12 times 3 is 36. 36 plus 5 is 41. And that is our improper fraction. Oops, forgot my negative. There we go. All right. Now we're going to change the improper fraction to a mixed number, to a mixed fraction. Change an improper fraction to a mixed fraction. We're going to divide the numerator by the denominator. So we're going to divide the top by the bottom. The quotient, remember quotient means divide. The quotient is the whole number part. Place the remainder over the denominator. This is just how we're going to do it. I'm giving you the words and then I'm going to show you. Place the remainder over the original denominator to create the fraction part. And I'll show you what this means as we go through. Change 37/8 to a mixed fraction. So I'm going to take, it says to divide. The quotient is, so we're going to divide 37 by 8. This is the part you can use your calculator on. 37 divided by 8, you're going to get a whole number with a decimal, okay? 8 times what is 37? Well, on your calculator, if you put in, let's see if I can show you. 37 divided by 8. And I got 4. I'm ignoring the decimal. 4 is what I want here. So I'm putting a 4. All right. 4 times 8 is 32. So you have to, 8 divided into 37, you take the whole number 4 and multiply it times 8. And I got 32. I'm going to subtract that 32 from 37 and I get 5. This is called the remainder. This is the remainder. So we're going to take the remainder and put it over the original denominator, which is 8. So 4 is the whole number part, and then the remainder divided by the original denominator is our answer. Okay, attempt this next one yourself. I'm going to take 38 and divide it by 9. And I got 4. 4 times 9 is 36. 4. Put 36 here. I'm going to subtract it from the 38. I got 2. That's my remainder. So my answer is 4 with 2 divided by the original denominator of 9. Multiplying, dividing mixed fractions. The best thing to do is change all mixed fractions to improper fractions. It's just the easiest way to do it. And then multiply or divide as we've done before. So we're going to take -2 1/12 and 2 4/5 and change both of them to improper fractions. So -2 1/12. We're going to go around the world. I'm going to do it a little faster this time. 2 times 12 is 24. 24 plus 1 is 25 over 12. Okay. And then the other one is 2 4/5. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 plus 4 is 14. And that's over 5. And we are multiplying these. Remember what we do when we're multiplying. We reduce before we multiply because we don't want to deal with the big numbers. And I can see so a lot of reducing that can happen here. I see that I've got 5s and 25. These both have 5 in them. 5 goes into 25 5 times, and 5 goes into 5 once. I'm just going to rewrite this real quick. 5 12 times 14 over 1. These are both divisible by 2. 2 goes into 14 7 times, and 2 goes into 12 6 times. I think I'm reduced as far as I can go now. And so this gave us -5 times, -5 6 times 7 over 1, which is -35 over 6. Almost done. The last piece to do here is when you answer a problem, unless I ask you to represent it in an improper fraction, you should never represent an answer in an improper fraction from this point moving forward. You should always represent it as a mixed number unless I specifically ask for something different, or my open math does. So this is an improper fraction because 35 is larger than 36. So I'm going to do what I did up there. I'm going to take 35 and divide it by 6. I'm going to ignore the negative. It's going to be a part of my answer, but it's not part of this part. 6 goes into 35. I don't know. Let's see here. 35 divided by 6 is 5. So 5 times 6 is 30. I need to subtract 5 up there, subtract 30. And there's my remainder of 5. So 5 is my whole number, and 5, my remainder divided by the original denominator, and don't forget that negative sign. Oops, sorry, I cut into that 5 6. Answer is -5 and 5 6. Pause the video and attempt this next one. This was a lot going on here, but pause the video and attempt this one yourself. It's going to take a little bit. Be patient with yourself. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the world for both of these and make them improper fractions. So 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. So that's -15 over 4. The next one is 5 times 2 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12 over 5. And we're multiplying these. I want to reduce first. 15 and 5 reduce by 5. 5 goes into 15 3 times, 5 goes into 5 once. I'm going to go ahead and reduce everything here. 12 and 4 both reduce as well. 4 goes into 12 3 times, and 4 goes into 4 once. We now have -3 over 1 times 3 over 1, which is -9 over 1. Final answer, -9. All right. -4 and 4/5 divided by 5 and 3/5. Got to go around the world, get rid of those mixed numbers. I'm going to rewrite this. 4 and 4/5 divided by 5 and 3/5. You cannot do the keep, switch, flip while they are in mixed numbers. You have to change them to improper fractions first before you do the keep, switch, flip to change to multiplication. But we have to go around the world. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 4 is 24 over 5. It's negative. Divided by, I'm keeping my sign, so my division symbol so far. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 plus 3 is 28 over 5. Now I can do the keep, switch, flip. Keep -24 over 5. Switch from division to multiplication and flip 5 over 28. Oh, I can reduce these. Boom, gone. I also see that 24 and 28 both are divisible by 2. Are they divisible by 4? 4 goes in 24. 4 goes in 28. 6? Nope. All right. So 4 is as most, I was looking at. If you only saw 2, then you would have seen later that you can divide it again. 4 goes into 24 6 times, and 4 goes into 28 7 times. So now we have -6 over 1 times 1 over 7, which is -6 7. That is our answer. Not improper, so I'm going to circle that bad boy. Okay, -2 and 4/9. I'm just going to go around the world right now. 9 times 2 is 18. 18 plus 4, 18, 19, 21, is 22 over 9, and it's negative. Divided by 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 2 is 11. over 3. Now I can do the keep switch flip. Negative 22 over 9 times 3 over 11. These reduce by 11. So this becomes a negative 2, and this becomes 1. The 3 and the 9 reduce. 3 goes into 3 once, and 3 goes into 9 3 times. So this gives us negative 2/3 times 1 over 1, which is negative 2/3. All right. This is a long lesson. Okay. Next is adding and subtracting mixed numbers. I'm sorry, mixed fractions. Same thing. Change the mixed fraction to an improper fraction. There's not anything you can do with a mixed number, really. I guess you could, but it's just easier just to switch everything to an improper fraction and deal with it later. Make equivalent fractions with a common denominator. If needed. Add or subtract as before, and if the answer is an improper fraction, you're going to change it to a mixed number or mixed fraction. Mixed number. All right. 2 7/8 plus 1 3/4. I'm going to do this one, then you're going to do the next one. 2 7/8, we're going to go around the world. 8 times 2 plus 7. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 plus 7 is 23. 23 over 8. Plus 4 times 1 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7 over 4. Okay. Now I'm going to add them. I'm going to put them the way I usually do to add. So I can set up my, there we go. So we've got 8 and 4. Multiples of 8 are 8, 16. We don't have to do that because I know that 4 times 2 is 8. So 8 is going to be my common denominator. If you need to write out the factors, please do so. This is the same. This is 8 times 1. So 23 times 1 is 23. 4 times 2 is 8. So 7 times 2 is 14. We have to add the numerators. So that's 37 over 8. It is an improper fraction. The numerator is larger than the denominator. So we have to change it by dividing. 8 goes into 37 how many times? 4 times. I ignored the decimal. We're strictly dealing with the 4. So 4 times 8 is what? 32. I'm going to subtract 32 from this, and the 4 goes up here that I used. And this 37 minus 32 is 5. So my final answer is 4 5/8. Next one, around the world. Please pause the video and do this one. Around the world, 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 2 is 11 over 3. I'm going to go ahead and stack them. 4 times 8 is 32, plus 1 is 33 over 8. 3 and 8. These do not show up easily. I'm going to go with 8 times 2 is 16, times 3 is 24. I'm going to stop there. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, and 24. So 24 is our LCD. 3 times 8 is 24. So 11 times 8 is 88. 8 times 3 is 24, and 33 times 3 is 99. Adding 88 and 99. I got 107. Now, it is an improper fraction I need to divide. 24 into 107. I think this is the biggest one we've done. Don't freak out. 107 divided by 24. We're looking for that whole number, which is 4. Okay, so I'm going to write the 4 up here. Now I'm going to go 4 times 24. And I got 96. I'm going to subtract 96 from 107. And I got 11. So my answer is 24. Nope, it is not. It is 4. And the remainder was 11 divided by the original 24. Did I write the wrong number there? 88 plus 99. It's 187, not 107. This is a 187. Shoot. Well, then this is wrong, and which makes this wrong. Well, let's fix it. 187 divided by 24. 187 divided by 24. I've got some pixels missing on this calculator. That makes it a 7. All right. 7 times 24 is 168. 187 minus 168 is 19. Final answer is 7 and 19 over 24. There we go. That looks better. Whew, freaking me out a little bit. All right, Sarah, oh, we got a word problem. Sarah is making window curtains for 2 rooms in her house. The kitchen will require 5 2/3 yards of material, and the dining room will require 6 5/8 yards of material. How much total material is required? Well, what are we going to do with those 2 numbers? She needs 5 2/3 for one room, and she needs 6 5/8 in the other. So we're going to have to add those 2 numbers to find out how much she needs. So 6 5/8 plus 5 2/3. So I'm going to end up stacking these one on top of the other, but first I want to go around the world and change them to improper fractions. 8 times 6 is 48. I'll show you. Around the world would be 8 times 6 is 48 plus 5 is 53 over 8 plus 5 times 3 is 15. 15 plus 2 is 17 over 3. Now, we know 24 is for 8 and 3 is our lowest common denominator. So that's sweet. We're using the same one. 8 times 3 is 24. 53 times 3 is 159. 17 times 8, I'm sorry, 3 times 8 is 24. I'm getting ahead of myself. 17 times 8 is 136. Adding those 2 together, I got 295 divided by 24. Take my 295 and changing it to a mixed number because it is currently improper. I'm dividing 295 by 24, and I got 12. 12 times 24 is 288. 295 minus 288 is 7. So answer here is 12 and 7 over 24, but this is a word problem, so we have to go to complete sentence. She will need 12 and 7/24 yards, don't forget the unit, of material. That is your answer. All right. Once we get into the next class after this, we'll discuss that fractional part even further. But for now, we're getting where we need to go for now. So simplify 4 5/8 minus 2 1/16. 4 5/8 minus 2 1/16. I'm going to change those to fractions. And then I'm going to have to get a common denominator. All right, 8, I'm doing around the world. 8 times 4 is 32. 32 plus 5 is 37 over 8. And this one's negative. 16 times 2 is 32. 32 plus 1 is 33 over 16. Common denominator is going to be 16 because 8 times 2 is 16. So these are going to stay the same, 33 over 16. But this one has to be multiplied by 2 to get to 16. So therefore, 37 has to be multiplied by 2. You say one thing and you think a different. So that's 74. 74 minus 33 is 41. It is an improper fraction, so we have to switch it around. 16 goes into 41. How many times? 2 times. 2 times 16 is 32. We're going to subtract, and we get 9. So for this, it's 2 and 9/16. Okay. Next one. 5 and 2/3 minus 3 and 1/5. And this one's going to be a negative all the way across. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 plus 2 is 17 over 3. 5 times 3 is 15. 15 plus 1 is 16 over 5. We're going to now have to get the common denominator. So you're going to have to come up with your multiples, your 3, your 6, your 9. You're going to find that 15 is going to be the LCD. 3 times 5 is 15. 17 times 5 is 85. 5 times 3 is 15. 16 times 3 is 48. We're subtracting 85 and 48. And we got 37. And this is over the denominator 15. It's an improper fraction, so 15 goes into 37. How many times? 2 times. 15 times 2 is 30. 37 minus 30 is 7. So our answer is 2 and 7 over 15. Right. Word problem for the last two. Jim has a metal rod of length 10 inches. Need to do at least a picture here. He has a metal rod that's 10 inches. He cuts the length from the metal rod measuring 2 7/8 inches. What is the length of the remaining piece? Well, he's subtracting 2 7/8 from 10. So 10 minus 2 7/8. This is 10 over 1, right? Because we can do that. I need to change this to an improper fraction. This one's already done improper fraction for us. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 plus 7 is 23. Negative 23 over 8. Common denominator here is going to be 8. So that's easy enough. This one we don't even have to change. This one we have to multiply by 8. Times 8 is 80 over 8. 80 minus 23 is 57. We have to change that to a mixed number. Now, how many times does 57 divided by 8 is going to be 7? 7 times 8 is 56. Subtract it and we get 1. There's our remainder. So what is the length of the remaining piece? The remaining piece is 7 1/8. It's 7 1/8 what? Inches. And there's our answer. Remember, sentences required for word problems. Sarah has a length of curtain material that measures 12 feet. She cuts a length of 6 2/3 feet from her curtain material. What is the length of the remaining piece? So she's subtracting 6 2/3 from 12. I need to change these to improper fractions. So this is 12 over 1. And 3 times 6 is 18. 18 plus 2 is 20 over 3. We need a common denominator here. It's going to be 3 because it's only 3 and 1. So this one's going to stay the same. 1 times 3 is 3. 12 times 3 is 36. 36 minus 20 is 16. And that's all over the same denominator, 3. We need to change this from an improper fraction to a mixed number. 3 goes into 16 how many times? 5. 5 times 3 is 15. 16 minus 15 is 1. So 5 and 1 over 3. And this is going to be feet. So the length of the remaining piece, the length of the remaining piece is 5 1/3. What's our unit? Feet. You want to make sure you give complete sentence and correct units. All right, that's it. Let me know what questions y'all have. This was a tough one. I know it's going to take a lot of work on your part. I'm here to help you. Let me know what I can do to help.